माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारि यमुना तीर वनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय राधा
माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय हरे कृष्णा all of you once again. It's been long time and I'm very happy to see all of you. Exactly not seeing but seeing your names. So thank you for joining. So let's start with Mangalacharan. And then today I was thinking we'll discuss a little bit from Srimad Bhagavatam. Right. So thank you, Mataji. So we'll start with the Mangalacharan and then we'll go with our Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Hare Krishna Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatadine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम। हुकम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति यत्कृपातमहं श्री गुरु परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य शुभम। Hare Krishna. So thank you everyone again. Thank you Shobha Mataji and my Prabhu. So I'll just yeah. You're able to see?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So we'll recite this very nice shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 4th chapter, 18 to 20, 3 shlokas. Save mana Krishna padar vindayor
Krishna Padaravindayo
Vachamsi Vaikuntha Gunanuvarnane
Vachamsi Vaikuntha
Karor Harer Mandir Marjanadeshu
Karor Harer Mandir Marjanadeshu
Shrutim Chakar Achyut Satkathodaye
Shrutim Chakar Chit Satkathodaye
Mukunda Lingalaye Darshane Drsho
Mukundalingalaye Darshani Drishau
Tadbhritya Gatra Sparsha Anga Sangamam
Tadbhritya Gatra Sparshi Anga Sangamam
Granam Chatatpada Saroj Saurabhe
Granam Chatatpad Saroj Saurabhe
Shrimat Tulasaya Rasanam Tatarpite
Srimat Tulasaya Rasanam Tatharpite
Pado Harer Kshetra Padanusarpane
Padau Hare Kshetra Padanusharpane
Shiro Rishikesha Padabhivandane
Shiro Rishikesha Padabhivandane
Kamam Chadasya Natu Kama Kamaya
Kamam Chadasya Kama Kamyaya
Yathottama Shloka Janashrayarati.
Yathotam Shloka Janashayarati.
So we'll read the word-to-word meaning and translation. Okay, word-to-word meaning we'll skip. We'll discuss while getting understanding the meaning. Let's read the translation. Somebody would like to read the translation?
Yes, Prabhu, I will read. Maharaj Ambarish always engaged his mind in meditating upon the lotus feet of Krishna. His words in describing the glories of the Lord, his hands in cleansing the Lord's temple, and his ears in hearing the words spoken by Krishna or about Krishna. He engaged his eyes in seeing the deity of Krishna, Krishna's temples, and Krishna's places like Mathura and Vrindavan. He engaged his sense of touch in touching the bodies of the Lord's devotees. He engaged his sense of smell in smelling the fragrance of tulasi offered to the Lord, and he engaged his tongue in tasting the Lord's prasada. He engaged his legs in walking to the holy places and temples of the Lord. His head is bowing down before the Lord, and all his desires in serving the Lord 24 hours a day. Indeed, Maharaja Ambarish never desired anything for his own sense gratification. He engaged all his senses in devotional service in various engagements related to the Lord. This is the way to increase attachment for the Lord and be completely free from all material desires. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. And let's read the purport. Somebody else would like to read?
May I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
In Bhagavad Gita 7.1, the Lord recommends Maya Dhakshena Mana Pratayogam Yutnyan Madashraya. This indicates that one must execute devotional service under the guidance of a devotee or directly under the guidance of Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not possible, however, to train oneself without guidance from the spiritual master. Therefore, according to the instructions of Srila Rupa Goswami, the first business of a devotee is to accept a bona fide spiritual master who can train him to engage his various senses in rendering transcendental service to the Lord. The Lord also says in Bhagavad Gita 7.1, Asamshayam samagram mam yatha jnanasya takshunu. In other words, if one wants to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead in completeness, one must follow the prescriptions given by Krishna by following the footsteps of Maharaja Ambarisha. It is said, Hare Krishna Sevanam Bhaktir Yuchare.
Rishikesh.
Rishikena Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. Bhakti means to engage the senses in the service of Master of the senses, Krishna, who is called Rishikesha or Achyuta. These words are used in these verses. Achyut Sat Kathodaye, Rishikesha Padabhivandane. The words Achyuta and Rishikesha are also used in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha spoken directly by Krishna. And Srimad Bhagavatam is also Krishna Katha because everything described in Bhagavatam is in relationship with Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, this is very nice shloka actually, and it is describing about the Maharaj Ambarish, right? So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 9th canto. 9th canto here, okay, and the chapter is 4. The Ambarish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni. So I hope everyone knows this pastime of Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni. So where Durvasa Muni offended actually Ambarish Maharaj, and then Sudarshan, Lord's Sudarshan Chakra was behind the Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni was running here and there to get the shelter or to just to save his life, but he was not able to get any shelter from anywhere, and even Lord himself, at the end he went to Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu also said that you have to because you have offended my devotee, my Lord, my pure devotee, Lord Maharaj Ambarish, and so you have to take forgiveness from Maharaj Ambarish himself, right? So then Maharaj Ambarish, because he was pure devotee of Lord, he was not, he didn't take only that as that Maharaj, Durvasa Muni has offended him. So he instead of, instead of, he was saying that sorry, he was himself is feeling sorry for Durvasa Muni, and he was saying that please forgive me, I couldn't serve you properly, like that. So that was his humility. And Maharaj Ambarish is very well known figure in Srimad Bhagavatam, and very well known to all the devotee community, and he is the very pure devotee, right? So that's why, and he has so many qualities. So some of the qualities is mentioned here in the shlokas, Srimad Bhagavatam from 9, 4, 18 to 20 shlokas. These 3 shlokas. And yeah, so everybody knows the pastime. This pastime, Durvasa Muni's pastime. What happened?
Yes, Prabhuji. Ambarish Maharaj was about to break the fast after the Ekadashi. Parana time was getting over. By then, Durvasa Rishi came in and wanted to join to break the fast, but he went to take bath, and that is the story, right, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Please, you can narrate, Mataji, a little bit more.
Okay. So Durvasa Rishi took long time to take bath, and he was trying to test Ambarish Maharaj if he would be waiting. But as the Parana time was getting closer, Ambarish Maharaj asked his gurus, if it is getting late and I cannot break the fast on time, what will be the consequences? So gurus will advise that if you miss the Parana time, it will be only till next Ekadashi. You will have to fast and continue the fasting till next Parana time. Instead of that, you can break the fast by drinking water. That way, Durvasa Rishi will not be offended and you are not eating anything without him. And you can at the same time save yourself from fasting till next Ekadashi. So Ambarish Maharaj will drink water, accept water and break the fast. But Durvasa Rishi, who is Trikalajnani, he would come back and see in his sight that Maharaj is already broken the fast and he feels offended. He will pull out his strand of jada and throw it on the ground, from which a furious demon will come out and try to attack Ambarish Maharaj. So Ambarish Maharaj will with folded hands play to the supreme lordhead, and suddenly the chakra will appear there and kill the demon, and the chakra will run behind Durvasa Rishi, and Durvasa Rishi will realize that it is going to kill Rishi, and he will run around for saving him. He went to all the demigods. Everyone will excuse themselves, saying that it is Lord's chakra and there is no way we can save you. Finally, he will go to Lord Mahavishnu and ask for forgiveness. So Lord will say that you have to probably go and ask for forgiveness to Maharaj Ambarish only, because he is an ardent devotee and you have tried offending and causing harm to him. So he should be forgiving you to save yourself. Finally, Durvasa Rishi comes and asks for forgiveness to Lord Maharaja Ambarish, and the chakra will disappear.
Yes. Thank you, Sandhyavati. Very nicely you summarized whole pastime. And in this way, I mean, like we can understand that those who are even big yogis, munis, right? They can also get puffed up, or I mean, because of their power and other things. And if they are not, yeah, of course, Durvasa Muni was also Lord's devotee, but not as, or even if we are the devotee, we sometimes get puffed up, right, because of our power or this thing. So, but definitely, if we are not humble or we are not understanding the mood of other devotee also, right, we may offend them, right? So like Ambarish Maharaj, so it is rightly said, I mean, because he did this Nirjala. So in Nirjala, even if he is taking one drop of water, it is considering as breaking the fast and not breaking also. So that way, he was instructed and he did the same. But Ambarish Maharaj, sorry, Durvasa Muni took it as offense. So this is the whole pastime, and very nice, Mataji. So with this and in this chapter, we have seen so many good qualities of Maharaj Ambarish, and these are few qualities. So let's understand these qualities. What is Ambarish Maharaj's life, and how was he was living basically his life throughout his lifetime. He did like this only, right? So Ambarish Maharaj is the son of Nabhaga. Nabhaga is also one of the big emperor, and Ambarish Maharaj was the son of Nabhag, and he was great emperor. This Ambarish Maharaj was very great emperor. He was not only emperor of this India, but whole world, right? So king of whole Bharatvarsh. Like we know about Yudhishthira Maharaj, right? And then Parikshit Maharaj. So they were not ruling only this part, India. Basically, this Prithvi is called Bharatvarsh, full land. So all the Bharatvarsh was under one king only before. So he was engaged himself in Krishna Bhakti, right, throughout his life, Ambarish Maharaj. So we'll just, okay, I'll just open that. Yeah. So Save Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo. Right? So what does it mean? Save Mana Krishna. So who is engaged his mind in Save means he. Right? It is said, and but when Sa means he. He is who? Maharaj Ambarish. Where indeed Mana, his mind, Krishna Padaravinda, he fixed upon the two lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Right? So beautiful lotus feet of Lord Krishna's. Always Ambarish Maharaj is engaged his mind in the beautiful lotus feet of Krishna. Right? So this is the meaning of this first line. Savhe Mana Krishna Padaravindayor. The next Vachamsi Vekuntha Gunan Varnane. What he was doing? Vachamsi, right? His words. Vekuntha Gunan Varnane, describing the glories of the Krishna. Right? So he has engaged his power of speech in glorifying the Lord Krishna and his abode, right? Means name, form, qualities of the Lord. So he is always engaged his power of speech, right? He's not speaking anything else other than the Lord Krishna or his pastime. So he's always engaged his senses very nicely, like one mind we have seen, and then next is this speech, right? Vachamsi Vekuntha Gunan Varnani. Next, Karor Harer Mandir Marjana Deshu. So Karor means hand. His two hands. What he is doing with two hands? He is using his hand in cleaning the temple of Lord Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Harer Mandir Marjana Deshu. Harer means Hari ka Mandir, and then Mandir Marjan. Marjan means the cleaning, right? Pruning. Marjan Adeshu. So he is cleaning the temple of the Lord. He engaged his hands in cleaning the temple of the Lord, right? So anybody knows any pastime from Chaitanya Leela about this Mandir Marjan? In July we had
there in Puri temple, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing, and other all his followers were also doing this Mandir Marjanam, and at that time it was a beautiful pastime when they were thinking that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never allowed anyone easily to take his Charnamrit. So they were all, once I heard that they were all throwing, like while cleaning, they were not throwing the water on ground, but throwing on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from all sides. And whatever the water will come from his feet, they were taking that water. That is what Saint Prabhuji I have heard.
Yes, okay. Yeah, so thank you, Mataji. So this is the pastime Gundicha Marjan, right? So we know there are two temples in Puri. One Shri temple and other is Gundicha temple, right? So when before this Rath Yatra, right? Just before one day Rath Yatra, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in this earth, right? When he was doing his Leela. So that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself used to do this Gundicha Marjan. So that Gundicha temple where Lord is traveling on his cart with his brother and sister, right? So that before Rath Yatra one day, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is cleaning that temple, Gundicha temple, and with all his associates. So that is what I mean, just Mandir Marjan, right? Gundicha Marjan. It's very, even today also, I mean, till date, every year before the Rath Yatra, devotees are going to that temple, Gundicha temple, and cleaning it thoroughly, right? So before Lord comes. So that way we can also engage our hands, right, in the cleaning of temple. So next, Karo Hare Mandir Mandir. Then Shrutim Chakar Achyut Sat Kathodaya. Shrutim means listening, right? Hearing. There it is. Yeah. Shrutim, his ear. Chakar means engaged. His ears is engaged. Engaged in what? engaged in Sat Kathodaya, in hearing the transcendental narration. Transcendental narration of whom? Achyut, of about Lord Krishna, right? So he has engaged his ears in the hearing, right? Beautiful narration of the Lord Krishna's pastime. Then Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane Drasho. So Mukund is another name of Lord Krishna, right? Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane Drasho. So he has engaged his eyes, right, in the seeing the deity and in the temple, right? Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane Drasho. He has engaged his two eyes in the seeing the beautiful form of the Lord, right? Then Tad Bhritya Gatra Sparsh Anga Sangamam. So he is engaged his touch, right? The senses, touch senses. He is touching the bodies of the Lord's devotees, right? So Tad Bhritya means of the servant of the Krishna. Tad Bhritya Gatra Sparsh Anga Sangamam. So he has engaged his power of touch in embracing the devotees of Lord Krishna, touching their feet, touching the feet of Vaishnava and taking the blessing. So touch senses also he is engaged. He has engaged in the embracing the devotees of Krishna. And then Granam Chatad Pad Saroj Sorabhe. So Granam means his smelling. Right? Granam and his sense of smell. Tad Pad of the lotus feet of, what is that on the lotus feet? Saroj, of the lotus flower. So whatever the flower is offered to the lotus feet of Krishna, he has engaged his sense of smell in the smelling of that lotus flower. And Shrimad Tulasya Rasanam Tadarpite. So Tulasya means of Tulsi leaves. Same the lotus flower and Tulsi leaves also be offered to the Lord, right? On Lord's lotus feet. So he is smelling, he's using his sense of smell in smelling the flowers and the Tulsi leaves, and also his tongue is engaged in the having that Tulsi leaves, right? He's honoring that Tulsi leaves with his tongue, means the prasadam of the Lord, which is offered. So we know that this very famous shloka from Bhagavad Gita, right? Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Right? So we offered Patram Pushpam, right? So this is where it is coming that Tulsi and flowers we are offering to the Lord, and that flowers generally you have seen in the temple also when we are offering the flowers, right? So Pujari gives that flowers to one devotee, and devotee first goes to the Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, he offered him to smell, and then that flowers comes to all the devotees, right? So all the devotees take smell of those flowers. So this is very important to purify ourselves, right? Because we wanted to smell good things. We wanted to taste nice things, right? So for purification of our senses, this is very much required that we should take only offered things. So when that flowers or tulsi offered to the Lord, we take from our senses gets purified. So then next, Pado Hare Kshetra, Padanusarpane, right? So Pado Hare Kshetra. Hare Kshetra means Hari Ka Kshetra, right? Means Lord's transcendental pastime places. Hare, the personality of Godhead. Kshetra means holy places like temple or Vrindavan and Dwarka. Pada Pado means with his legs. So what he is doing with his legs, he has engaged his feet to visit holy places of pilgrimage where Lord has performed his pastimes, right? Like Vrindavan, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri, and many other places, right? So we should also try to engage our legs in the going to the temple, right, or the nearest ISKCON center, right? So that way we can also engage ourselves, our legs, our senses, right? Then Shiro Rishikesha Padabhivandane. Shiro means it's head, right? Shir, the head, right? So he is using his head basically to offer means to paying the obeisances to the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Lord. And he has engaged his head in offering obeisances unto the lotus feet of Supreme Lord and his devotees. Shiro Rishikesha Padabhi Vandane. Vandan Karna means the offering the obeisances, right? To the Lord's lotus feet, Padabhi Vandan. Then Kamam cha dasya na tu kam kamaya. So there is no other desire. Kam means cha, desire, and his desires. He has engaged his desire basically in every possible way. Maharaj Ambarish has engaged his desire in serving the Lord and all his devotees, right? All his desire is Krishna conscious desire. He wanted to serve Lord and his devotees, right? Kamam chadasya, in being engaged in as a servant, not to indeed kama kamaya, and there is no other desire, with the desire for no sense gratification, right? Yathottama shloka janashraya rati. Yathottam shloka. So in this way, Maharaj Ambarish has engaged all his senses, right, all his desires in the Lord's lotus feet, and he has great affection and adoration for all the devotees or people in general who have love for Krishna. So Yathottam shloka janashraya rati. So he is taking the shelter of the devotees, as Prahlad. Like Prahlad Maharaj is also very highly elevated devotees of the Lord, right? So he has rati means attachment. He has developed that attachment and adoration for the devotees of the Lord, like Prahlad Maharaj. Maharaj Ambarish has developed this attachment. So this way we can understand Maharaj Ambarish lived his whole life full in Krishna consciousness, right? So we'll read little bit from the purport, while Prabhupada is also mentioning few things. So anybody would like to?
Yeah, Prabhu, I would read the
yeah.
purport. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, I will read the purport.
Before that, Mataji, anyone would like to add anything, any point or anything you would like to?
Yes, Prabhu. So we understood from the translation that he used all his senses only in the service of Lord Sri Krishna. So whatever which is meant for the enjoyment through sense gratification, he made that into service in the of the Lord. So that's when he was like he was able to take all his gratification away.
Thank you, Mataji. Anything else? Okay. So, like in the purport also, Prabhupada has mentioned about this Bhagavad Gita 7.1. Let's read 7.1 also. Maya sakta na partha yogam yunjun mad ashraya. Right? So Prabhupada has mentioned Bhagavad Gita 7.1, 7th chapter, first shloka in this purport. This, anybody would like to read the translation?
Yeah, I will read the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Partha, how by practicing yoga and fully conscious of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt."
Yeah. So here also, like Lord is instructing Pratha means the son of Pratha
Prithvi.
means Arth, right? The Arjuna. How by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. So that's why this is very much important to engage our senses, our mind, right? Maya asakti. So this we have to get the asakti, right? In the Lord's name, Lord's form, Lord's pastimes, right? Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela. All in all of these things of which are associated with Lord, we should have attachment. Asakti means attachment, right? So in this way, we can also fix our mind. So this is, see, it's very big. Okay. Okay. So what else I would like to highlight here? So this is also very important shloka, 7th chapter, first shloka. That's why Prabhupada has given very nice elaborate purport. So this indicates that one must execute devotional service under the guidance of devotee or directly under the guidance of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here in the case of Arjuna, we can understand that he is getting direct instruction from the Lord. But for our case, Prabhupada has mentioned, right, that we should also execute devotional service under the guidance of a devotee. So that's why Prabhupada has emphasized the guidance from the spiritual master is very much important to progress in our spiritual life. So we have seen that, right, even from the beginning, we are taught many things, right, from our parents initially, and then from teachers. So even for material knowledge, we have to take the shelter of the teachers, right? So that definitely when this comes to the point of understanding the spiritual matter, people are saying nowadays, right, we don't need any guru, or we can understand from Google, right? Google Baba is giving all the knowledge. So, but that is not correct, right? If we are going by our own, we should also have, I mean, always we should have some guidance, some spiritual master, and under him, whoever is taking the shelter, right? Spiritual master. And in this basic, that's why Prabhupada has established this Guru Parampara, right? So we should, even our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara is coming from the directly from the succession from and the Supreme Guru is Krishna himself. So Krishna only gave knowledge, and from Krishna to Brahma to Narad, and then it's coming down in our parampara, right? And then in our parampara, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Shad Goswamis, right? Here mentioned Srila Rup Goswami's name, right? So Shad Goswamis, Shri Rup Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath, right? So all these 6 Goswamis are the direct disciple of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they have written, they have given us very nice literatures, right? And with that, following the parampara by Jagannath Das Babaji, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and then Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, and then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then comes to our dear Srila Prabhupada, right? His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So from Prabhupada, we have got all this knowledge in disciplic succession, in all this parampara. And from Prabhupada, his disciples, right? In Guru Parampara, all the disciples are following the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, and from Srila Prabhupada means up to Shri Krishna. So the same knowledge we are receiving from the disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and from disciple of the disciple means Dasanudas. So all the successor, all the right, we are getting from those devotees. So same knowledge we are getting, but that's why we should have at least like in our ISKCON parampara, we should have immediate our mentor, somebody should be there who is connected to the parampara, right? Like we are connected all to the to Harishetra Prabhu, right? His Grace Harishetra Prabhu, and then Harishetra Prabhu is connected to his Guru, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, and His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj is connected to the Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada, as I just told, that connected to the Guru Parampara, to the Krishna, right? So similar in this Guru Parampara, it's very much important, and then we are receiving that knowledge from and in the disciplic succession, right? So this knowledge is very authentic in that way, because we are receiving from the Guru Parampara, and definitely we should also have somebody who is mentoring us, or who is and who is our Shiksha Guru, and then we should have also our Diksha Guru. So we should have connected. We need to connect to Parampara, and for connecting the Parampara, we should have the some living Guru. We should accept some living Guru, right? That's why. And then we should take the guidance. We should also serve him with dedication, and then we should take the guidance from the spiritual master and progress in our spiritual path, right? So this is very much important. Prabhupada has mentioned here, and in that connection, Prabhupada has also mentioned. I mean, in the shloka itself, which is there at the end. Yathottama shloke janashraya rati. So Ambarish Maharaj is also following the parampara, right? Uttam shlok jan. He is also following and he's also taking the shelter of Yathottam shlok jan. Means those who have taken the ashray of the Lord himself. Means like here, Prabhupada has mentioned about the Prahlad Maharaj. So like Prahlad Maharaj is a very great devotee, and he is following the footstep of the Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is also always absorbed himself in the thoughts of Krishna. So similarly, Ambarish Maharaj has also engaged all his senses in the service of the Lord and his devotees. Right? And these are the words Achyut and Rishikesh are also used in Bhagavad Gita. We have seen many or heard many shlokas, right, where it is coming, oh Achyuta, right? Rishikesh, Rishikesh, right? Krishna Katha. And what is that Krishna Katha? Basically, yeah, generally we have misconception also about Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. But here Prabhupada is also mentioning this, that Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha. It's spoken directly by Krishna, and Srimad Bhagavatam is also Krishna Katha, because everything described in the Bhagavatam is in relationship with Krishna. So Bhagavatam, we understand that all the pastimes are there, and all the pastimes of Lord's devotees are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So basically, it is relationship with Krishna. All the narration, so that is Krishna Katha. But Bhagavad Gita, how can it be Krishna Katha? Many people say, or even Bhagavad Gita, so means it's a life. Yeah, we generally say it's life manual, is their instruction. But who has spoken that? Bhagavad Gita is also spoken by the Krishna himself. So Krishna, whatever Krishna and Krishna, about Krishna and by Krishna, right? Everything is right? Krishna Katha, right? So Krishna Katha is even Bhagavad Gita is also Krishna Katha, and Srimad Bhagavatam is also Krishna Katha. So definitely in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is instructing, so we should try to follow them, right? In the footstep of our Acharya, as our Acharya or our immediate spiritual master or our mentor is instructing us. So we should try to follow in that connection, right? So that way, when we are doing this, right, we are following the footstep of our acharyas, right, seniors and Guru Parampara, and mainly the Srila Prabhupada, right? So we can also engage our senses, right? Similarly, as Ambarish Maharaj has engaged. So let's revise how we can engage all our senses, mind, how we can engage our mind. So I would like to hear from all of you now. From what we can do, we can Save Mana Krishna Padar Vindayor. What is given in the shloka? Krishna Padar Vinda means
Always thinking about the lotus feet. Mind should always be fixed upon the lotus feet of Supreme Personality.
yes. So whenever we are going to the temple, right, we should try to see the Lord, or we should try from the lotus feet, right? When we are taking the darshan, basically, we should see for at least for 5 minutes, or if you have only 5 minutes, at least for 3 minutes, you should focus on the Lord's lotus feet, right? And on Lord's lotus feet, just observe everything, what all paraphernalia he has wear, or what all things we have offered. I mean, Pujari has offered, right? The tulsi, the flower, the manjaris, right? And get that absorption in that Lord's lotus feet and all the paraphernalia. So that way we can, that is very, very nice meditation, right? So Harishat Prabhu generally, I mean, he has also in his room the Lord's lotus feet picture. And even if, I mean, Prabhu is always engaged himself in Lord's lotus feet. And he has so many pictures. He has shown me some ones that whenever some picture is coming of Lord's lotus face, and even all the other paraphernalia, and in that Lord's lotus feet is also coming. Like generally, if you are getting some photos from there are many groups, Mayapur groups or Vrindavan. So in one shot, they are sending 8 to 10 pictures. But Harishat Prabhu was saying, all the 8, 10 pictures, I am just saving one picture of Lord's lotus feet. So he's so much intense in absorb. I mean, he has so much intense absorption in the Lord's lotus feet, right? So similarly, we should also try to get that absorption, or get that attachment to the Lord's lotus feet. Right? Not directly go to the face. Right? We should go to the step by step and attach to the feet first, Lord's lotus feet. So if we are, so our mind, when even when we are chanting, right? When we are doing our chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We should try to focus our mind to the Lord's lotus feet. So that is very much a very good meditation for mind. Right? Can engage our mind always in the Lord's lotus feet. So then next comes to the speech, right? How we should use our speech, our power of speech, power of speaking. We are right now, as we are doing. Yes, Mataji.
Speaking about Krishna.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. So yeah, definitely. Speech we should use. We should try to always say about the Krishna and Krishna Katha, right? Or Mataji was saying about like we should try to sing the Kirtan, right? Or whenever we are in the group, we should do the Sankirtan, right? And whenever we are, I mean, somebody who is who wanted to understand, who wanted to listen, we should try to preach them the Krishna Katha. Right? We should share whatever we know, whatever we have understood from our past these lectures, or our reading, whatever we are reading, right? We should try to share that Krishna Katha from our speech. We should not talk about here and there, about politics or about this and that, right? So that won't give any benefit. But if we are speaking about Krishna, that will give much more benefit to us and to the listener also, right? he may not take very seriously that, but when we are only speaking about Krishna, we are himself purifying ourselves, and definitely other person, aaj nahi to kal, he will also get it into that. He will also understand or something will ring in his mind also, right? Maybe later. Right? So, but definitely we should try to share whatever we can share about the Krishna. Right? Next, our hands. Right? How we should engage our hands?
Holding the beads while chanting. And
Yes, that is very nice, Mataji. So while we are chanting, we should chant with the beats. That's why we are. I mean, it is recommended, right? We should try to chant every time with beats, so that we can engage our hands. Right? Even in chanting, we are engaging our multiple senses. So one of the senses is our touch, our hands. So and we can the touch senses we can use to chant our rounds from the beats, right? And in the shloka, what is mentioned? The margin, right? Yeah, Gundicha margin, that margin, basically Mandir margin, right? So we should also engage our hands in the cleaning the temple of the Lord, right? So definitely everyone has some kind of altar, right, at home, a small altar or big or whatever, right? Or maybe some pictures, Lord's pictures, right? So daily we should try to use our hands to clean those paraphernalia of the Lord, or the picture of the Lord, or the temple of the Lord, right? So we can, before just starting our daily puja, we can just little bit cleaning. We can use our hands to clean that temple, and then we can start our daily puja, right? So that way we are engaging our hands. Then next, ears. So how we can use our ears, or how we can engage basically our ears, like you are all doing now, right? So we are hearing the Krishna Katha, right? And hearing the Kirtan, right? And hearing what we are chanting. When we are chanting daily in the morning our rounds, try to hear that, try to listen to that, each and every syllable of the Mahamantra. So that way we will engage our ears also, right? And then eyes. So how to use eyes?
seeing beautiful pics of the Lord Shiva.
Yes. Yes, Madhuri.
Books also.
Books?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So definitely in the shlok, it is mentioned that we should try to see, try to take the darshan of the Lord from our eyes, but it includes all the spiritual things, right? All the books means Prabhupada's book, even Srimad Bhagavatam is none other than the Krishna himself, right? And Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, if we are reading also, so that also is engagement for our eyes, and that is also none other than the watching or the seeing or the beauty of Krishna, or the what is written about Krishna, right? So we can extend these things, right? Whatever is given in the shloka, definitely we should try to see, try to go to the temple at least once in a month or once in a week, so that we can also take the darshan of the Lord, right? Yeah, I mean that when we are going to the temple, right, we are saying that we are taking the darshan of the Lord, but we are not taking the darshan, but Lord is taking our Lord is seeing us. We are when we are taking, we are going to the temple. Right? Yeah, so He's noticing. He's keeping note that yeah, this person is coming to see me. So definitely, it will give us so much pious credit, and it will increase our devotional service, right? Devotional. It will improve our devotional path, and we are seeing the Lord's. And before that, we have just discussed that how we should take the darshan from the lotus feet, right? First, we should take the darshan of the lotus feet, and then slowly should go up whenever we are taking the darshan of the Lord. Okay, so eyes can be engaged in these things. So then touch or skin, how it is used by Ambarish Maharaj and how we can implement in our life. Our touch senses, like one thing already Mataji has mentioned about touching the beads, right? Yeah, touching the beads and touching the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all the books, right? And we should also take the blessings of the devotees, right? We should, the devotees who are equal to us, we should embrace them, right? We should take their association, and those who are senior to us, we should take their blessings, right? We should generally, devotees are not allowing us to touch their feet, but we should try whenever we are getting the chance. We should try to get their blessings by touching the feet, right? But yeah, this is the thing. And then the smell, the nose. What we should smell.
Flowers offered to the Lord.
Yeah. So we should try to offer nice fragrant flower to the Lord, and then once it is offered to the Lord, then we can also take the smell. And then our tongue, how we should use our tongue.
To recite the Maha Mantra.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah. So
by taking prasadam.
By taking prasadam. What else?
Taking tulasi.
Yeah.
Do Sankirtan, chant the name of the Lord, spread the message of the Lord.
Yeah. So definitely when we are using our speech, we are using our tongue also, and definitely what we have spoken before, what we have discussed before, that when we are reciting about Lord's pastime, or when we are telling others, right? So that also can be here, that tongue should be used in one taking the prasadam only, right? We should try to avoid non-prasad thing, or whatever is not offered to the Lord. Whenever we are going out, we should try to avoid it. But if not possible, then it's fine. But you should try at least whatever at home you are cooking, you cook with sattvic thing, means without onion, garlic, and that sattvic thing you should offer to the Lord, and then only you should take it. So tongue should be engaged always in the eating the prasadam, right? And we don't say eating, we are saying we are honoring the prasadam, right? So honoring means we are respecting it, right? Because it is offered to the Lord, and prasadam is also none different than the Krishna, right? So we are honoring the prasadam. That's why we should also be very careful while we are taking the prasadam. We should also understand that this is the mercy of the Lord, right? It is the very, very, essential mercy, we should say, right? Or very, he is very merciful to give us those nice things, nice preparation, right, for our tongue to enjoy it, right? So that's why we should always thank God for giving us nice prasadam. Right? So tongue, definitely, tulsi is mentioned here, that we should take the tulsi leaves. In the shloka it is mentioned, right? And the chanting of holy name, like Prabhu and Mataji has said. So that is what we are. We can engage our tongue always while chanting the holy name. And then the feet. So how we can use our feet? Yeah, feet we can use to go to the temple of the Lord, right? Or many different holy places, right? So I get to know recently, Amrita Mataji and Avinash Prabhu is going to the Vrindavan in this Dashera holidays, right? So
Yes,
it's
yes.
very nice. Yeah. So to visit the holy dham of the Lord, where Lord has performed his pastimes. So Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri. we should try at least once in a year. We should try to visit holy places like Tirupati. Generally, we are very close to Tirupati, so devotees goes every month. Right, Sri Shamataji goes every month or so. Right, to the Tirupati Dham. So very nice to see the Lord in his Dham. Right, so we should try to use our feet to visit the holy places of the pastime places of the Lord. Right? And then our head we should use in playing football, volleyball.
To bow down in front of the Lord.
Yeah, so generally, I mean, yeah, whenever we visit the temple, we should try to do the pranam, right? First, we should try to, we should do the pranam to all the Vaishnava, right? We have the mantra also, Vancha Kalpataru Vaishya, Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. All the Vaishnavas ko hum pranam kar rahe hain, right? Who are the Kripa Sindhu, right? Who are the merciful incarnation, right? They are the ocean of mercy, right? They can bestow the mercy, right? So that's why first we should offer the pranam to the Vaishnava, and then offer pranam to the Prabhupada, and then all to the deities, right? Gaurnitai, Radha Krishna, or Jagannath Ji, or whoever there in the altar, Radha, Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, right? So all the deities we should bow down and do the pranam with our head, right? So for Mataji's, it is Panchang Pranam is recommended, and for Prabhuji's, Ashtang Pranam. So full Dandavat, right? So that we should do. And what should our desire? Our desire should be to eat prasadam, nice prasadam.
To serve Lord Krishna always.
To serve Lord Krishna and his devotees. So yeah, so our desire should be always like, yeah, I should try to serve my guru, or try to serve the Prabhupada, right? Try to serve the devotees and Lord, right? So serving devotee is none different than the Lord, because whatever you are serving to the devotee is also taking as a blessings from the Lord, right? So Lord is the one definitely we should serve, but whenever we are getting time, or for serving the Lord is not, there are so many rules and regulations, right? Even for serving devotees, high elevated devotees, but we should try to get that. We should aspire for that. That yeah, at least I should also get chance to serve the Lord in the form of Archa Vigrah. Whenever it's possible, we should also invite the devotees at our home, and we should try to serve them. Right? Nice prasadam and nice place to sit, and like that. So that way we are also purifying our desire. So our desire will get purified when we will have this spiritual desires. So this way, the process is very practical, right? Whatever we have just discussed, it is not like that Ambarish Maharaj has done and we can't do, right? But we can understand that who is the Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj is his Maharaj, means king, and we can understand that king has so many responsibilities, right? We can understand from our immediate like CM or PM only, right? They are of one prant or one district, right? Or one state or one nation. They are only of one nation, the prime minister, but he has so many things to do, so many responsibilities. So we can understand this king who is the ruling all the Prithvi, all the earth, right? Earthly planet. So many responsibilities is there on him also, but still he was able to engage all his senses in the Lord's lotus feet and serving the Lord's, right? So similarly, we can also try, right? So it's very practical whatever we have discussed, and definitely we are all doing, but always there is a scope of improvement, right? So in that connection, I have shared this message. One is about the Bhadra Purnima, right? Today is Bhadra Purnima. So, सभी को भद्र पूर्णिमा की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, right? All Bhadra means it's all auspicious, right? So this brings all auspiciousness to all of you. And today it's said that when we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam or gifting Srimad Bhagavatam to anyone, right? Srimad Bhagavatam said it is giving us immense piousness, right? Even basically pious credit, right? So we should try if we can gift someone this Bhagavatam. So I have shared the detail, right, from our center. So many Bhagavatam sets we are distributing all our these last years we have done, and this year also. Whoever you would like to, you can donate to your family or to your friends also. And even if you wanted to just donate, you can donate it. You can just give your name, and from our center, right, Harishat Prabhu and team, they will decide whoever is the needy, and we can distribute to them from your side. So like that, you can also sponsor few sets or one set of Srimad Bhagavatam. And if you know somebody, you can give the name also that I wanted to give to that person. Right? And the other thing I was just talking about the Siksha level, right? So every time we should try to inspire to progress, right? Everyone wants, right, increment in our life, either from our office or from our personal life, right? If even in personal life, like last time my husband gave me some 5,000 rupees gift, I want some more, right? This time at least give something higher than that last time. Or even in our offices, right, whenever we are getting this promotional cycles, right, promotion cycles, so we want some promotion or we want some increment, right, or we wanted to increase our designation, right? So similarly in our bhakti life, right, our devotional life also, we should aspire for higher and higher. If we are doing one round, we should try to get into 2 rounds or 4 rounds or 8 rounds, right? And Prabhupada very mercifully has recommended us to chant 16 rounds in a day, means every day, right? Every day at least we should chant the 16 rounds. So we should aspire for that. I will reach that. And whatever the commitment we have taken till now, 4 rounds, 8 rounds, we should stick to that and try to increase that, right? So if you are on 8 rounds, try to get into 12 rounds. And if you are in 4 rounds, try to get it into 8 rounds, so that this shows our commitment towards the Lord, right? It's not like, it's similarly, right? As we are aspiring, or as we want progress in our material life, in spiritual life also, we should aspire for that. We should try to get it into, right? Yeah, at least I should come into the level of recommendation what Prabhupada has recommended, right? 16 rounds, right? So, and then if you are at 16 rounds, the books, whatever is Prabhupada has written, right? He has spent so much time in writing these books, right? Spiritual knowledge he has given to us. At night he was waking up and he's writing those books so that he can deliver us with this knowledge, right? So definitely we are also having so much of things to return to the Srila Prabhupada, right? So we should try at least 15 minutes of our time daily. We should try to read, right, Srila Prabhupada's book. If we have completed Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we should try to start from Srimad Bhagavatam. If Srimad Bhagavatam is big and 18 cantos, right? So much time it will take. We also started, I think, around 17 or 18, and still we are on 4th canto. We completed till 3 canto and 4th canto we are starting now. Definitely, we are also trying, but I'm also not getting that much. It's for myself also. I'm not giving daily time to read Bhagavatam, but if you all pray, I will also get some time, and I will also read Bhagavatam daily. And I would recommend everyone also to read Srimad Bhagavatam at least daily, so that at least one page or one shloka or whatever, right? And if you have time, you can read more. So that way we can complete the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the nectar, right? The crest jewels of all the Vedic literature. Srimad Bhagavatam, and then Chaitanya Charitamrita is all there. There are so many literatures, nectar of devotion, so many nice literature Prabhupada has given. So we should try to read them. So I request everyone, whoever can, whoever would like to take the next Shiksha level, please let me know your name so that we can register, and we will help whatever is required to get it into next level. The reading of books, or how we can get the time for chanting, or whatever we can discuss also one-to-one. And definitely I would like to see everyone to reach to that, at least Prabhupada's recommended round, 16 rounds, and all the required small books or big books, whatever we should try to read, right? So we can help in that way. So similarly, like today we read, right, from Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is so much nectar, right? So much nectar is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Here we have just discussed about the quality of one devotee. There are so many devotees pastimes, so many devotees qualities, Lord's pastimes. Everything is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Full creation, how this creation happened, material creation, spiritual creation, everything is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So I pray and to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, so that he bestow his, or he give, we get the choicest blessings of Srila Prabhupada and all the Guru Parampara, so that we can fix our mind, all the senses in Lord's lotus feet. All we can understand that this is the important thing, and we should try to engage our senses in the Lord's lotus feet and all the Lord's devotees. We can try to serve them nicely. Our desire should be always to serve the devotees and the Lord Krishna, right? And in that way, we can progress in our spiritual path. So thank you so much for patiently listening to me. Any question or any comment? Anybody would like to say something before we wrap up?
Prabhuji, is it possible to partially Srimad Bhagavatam, like say half of it, if I Lakshmi, if I give and somebody gives half, and is it possible that way?
Yes, Mataji. Actually, first canto you can give someone stand alone, one first canto, but after first canto it comes in the set only, full set. But if it is about money, you can give in the installment also. That is not a problem to our center. But to the person, you have to give full set only. Or for this, basically for this Bhadra Purnima especially, full Bhagavatam set is, we say that we should try to give right? But if you want to give one standalone, one canto also, that is also fine.
Actually, Prabhuji, when I got Srimad Bhagavatam, two of the devotees, they
that way also can. I mean,
I will, Prabhuji, then if it's possible, can I fill the form then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll fill the form, registration.
Thank you. Anything else? Add anything?
Prabhuji, just a general doubt on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Bhakti Vriksha classes. Now onwards, we will have a mixture of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita both.
This today, because Mataji, it is Bhadra Purnima, so I thought we'll just discuss about from Srimad Bhagavatam. But yeah, I mean, this also I need to just take all of your opinion that should we continue that first. We were doing this our module wise, right? The Bhakti Vriksha module. should we continue with that, or we should start the Bhagavad Gita, right? So definitely not Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam we can't start now directly, because Bhagavad Gita has also so much nectar and so much thing to discuss in detail, shloka by shloka, and by reading the Prabhupada's purport. So either we can go with the same thing what we were following before, like module wise, or we can start from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter by chapter, shloka by shloka. We'll take it, and we will read it. The purport also, we'll get it into the deeper, right, deeper aspects. And in that, I mean, definitely, I would request all of your input also, right? You should also read before that that shloka, and we will read before coming to the session, and we will share whatever we have read or whatever we have listened about, particularly from that shloka. So we have there will be lot more engagement for all of you also, and for me, so that I can also listen from many lectures and try to understand that shloka with many different perspective, right? So that way we can try to go into deeper into Bhagavad Gita, or we can start this thing again. We can resume basically our module. So
Thank you.
yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, can we start with those 108 important Gita slokas and then start, because that would be better, that we also simultaneously learn the shlokas, the important shlokas, and then start with the Gita. Then it is up to others how they want to, but I thought this is also a good way to start.
Okay. Yes, Mataji. Even in our modules, no, it is. I mean, I can see in subsequent modules, that Bhakti Vriksha modules, we have covered many Bhagavad Gita shlokas, important shlokas, and in the subsequent modules also I see many Bhagavad Gita shlokas are mentioned, which we are supposed to cover. Those are important shlokas basically. So either that will cover our Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Otherwise, like 108 shlokas, what you are saying, yeah, that also we can start, or maybe if we are starting Bhagavad Gita, that will cover all the 700 shlokas. So 108 shlokas will also be there. So yeah, I mean, I will ask everyone in the group also. So you all think about this, and then we can decide how we should go ahead with this Bhagavad Gita session. So we will have now separate session only. We won't have like previously all 4 Bhakti Vrikshas are coming and like that. But in our Bhakti Vriksha session only, we will keep inviting senior devotees also for a special session. But one thing should go in flow. Either our Bhakti Vriksha module or Bhagavad Gita, that will go as a weekly basis, and sometimes we will have a special session also. So yeah, this is one thing. And other thing, I need your input about this date, Saturday and Sunday. So Mohit Prabhu has requested to shift to Saturday, and other devotees also, I think. So if even for, I mean, I was also thinking if we can shift from Sunday to Saturday only. So how is it? I mean, if it is feasible for all of you, all the devotees, even in the group also, I will again ask this question.
Saturday should be fine.
Yeah, so basically Sunday, if you want to keep for yourself, you can shift our Saturday.
Sure, Prabhu. Saturday this time works good.
We can keep it on Saturday. Then timing, we can keep either 5 to 7 or 4:30, or maybe 4 only if it is fine.
4 o'clock is only fine, Prabhu. 4 to 5:30.
So because we can get evening also, right? Saturday evening.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I mean, I would like to listen from everyone. So everyone's opinions matters. So definitely, you think all Matajis and because all the Prabhujis, so you can discuss also, and then let us know. They will decide. Maybe we can shift to Saturday. Okay. So thank you so much. Anything else? Anybody? Point?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mother. So thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.